Hi, we will discuss Estonia. Estonia is a small country on the Baltic Sea, part of the three Baltic countries, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. It's a fairly low country, a little bit higher land in this area, but a lot of low-lying country, nothing very high. It's part of the European Union, and as you see, Latvia joined in 2004 as part of the Eurozone, part of the Schengen Agreement, part of NATO, and it was part of the USSR until 1991. The population rose there from 1963 to 89, and then after the fall of the Soviet Union, boom, 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 it fell down to 1.33 million. Just a major brain drain as people could migrate out of Estonia to a better living. Now, the territory of Estonia has actually been inhabited since at least 9,000 BC. Ancient Estonians were some of the last European pagans to be Christianized following the Livonian Crusade in the early 1300s. The Livonian Crusade was the conquest of the territory constituting modern Latvia and Estonia during the Pope-sanctioned Northern Crusades, performed mostly by Germans from the Holy Roman Empire and Danes. During this period, the manors, or the estates, were established. After centuries of successive rule by Germans, Danes, Swedes, Poles, and Russians, the distinct Estonian national identity began to emerge in the 19th and 20th centuries. This culminated in independence of Russia in 1920 after a brief war of independence at the end of World War I. Initially democratic, after the Great Depression, Estonia was governed by authoritarian rule since 1934 during what's called the Era of Silence. During World War II, from 1939 to 45, Estonia was repeatedly contested and occupied, first by the Soviet Union and then Germany and so forth, ultimately being incorporated into the Soviet Union as the Estonian Soviet Socialist Republic. After the loss of its de facto independence, Estonia's de jure state continuity was preserved by diplomatic representatives and the government in exile. In 1987, the peaceful singing revolution began against Soviet rule, resulting in the restoration of de facto independence in August 20th, 1991. Now, Estonia is fairly high up as far as freedom of economic freedom and ease of doing business. It's a lot better than some of the other countries that we'll be visiting. As a result, the GDP growth of gross domestic product, has been up and down, but much higher percentage than most other countries in the Baltic area. In fact, it peaked there, and then woo, and the pandemic came, and it slumped again. The unemployment rate during the pandemic did rise quite a bit high, but it's now 5.4%. Not too shabby, not too bad. It's recovered fairly decently. Another way to look at the countries is looking at the gross domestic product as on a per capita basis. Estonia is about half of what the United States is, so it could improve. It is a net recipient of welfare transfers from the European Union, but a smaller one as compared to, let's say, Lithuania and so forth. Now we'll move on to Latvia. Latvia, again, is a small country on the Baltic Sea. And again, is a very low-lying country, a little bit of higher land here, but a lot of lowlands, fairly flat country. Again, Latvia is a member of the European Union, member of the Eurozone, Schengen Agreement, NATO, was the former part of the Soviet Union Republic. Now, the fertility rate of Latvia is currently about 1.34 children born for each woman, which is lower than the replacement rate of 2.1. Latvia is currently struggling with a demographic disaster, similar to other neighboring countries. The Baltic region as a whole has lost more than 20% of its population since 1992. And it is believed that this is the most rapidly depopulating region in the world. As you can see, again, prior to the Soviet collapse, it was increasing in population, and then boom, down it goes, down to 1.88 million. Still bigger than Estonia, but big decline. The rate of growth again was not too bad. When you look at it compared to some of the other countries, a little less than Estonia, but it obviously dropped in the pandemic, rose again, and then it's a little bit more of a drop again. Unemployment rate higher than in Estonia, 6.7%, but it's recovering. It's not as good as Estonia when it comes to index of economic freedom and ease of doing business, but Latvia is a relatively easy country to do work in. On a per capita basis, Latvia, though, is really down the chain, less than half of what the United States is. Latvia is, again, a net recipient of transfers from the European Union. It gets more than it gives.